Weather forecasts and ratios. Now that we have our ratio table set up, now you could make a ratio table just by typing a word. I finally formatted mine so it fits nicely. Check the other video about making the ratio table. Now that I've made it, I put in my times with military time, so it's easier for me to manipulate. I don't have to think about what's 3 p.m. minus 1 a.m. Like, that's confusing to me, so I left it in the 24-hour clock. I have the degrees Fahrenheit in the label for the unit for that row of the table, so I do not need to include it every time when I type the numbers. At 34 degrees at 9 a.m. We have a 41 degree prediction at noon, 12 p.m. 3 p.m. I have 43 degrees, and 6 p.m. I have 37 degrees. Our temperature's changing over time. From 6 to 9, 3 hours pass, and 4 degrees build, right? It gets 4 degrees warmer. So what is number 2? What is the ratio of temperature to time? So temperature. Now, as soon as you see that the ratio is being asked for temperature to time, you might even choose to flip your ratio table. And I think it's worthwhile to explain a little bit more about what I mean there. Thank you for your patience. So we could switch this entire row and put it above the time, because ratios order matters, right? We can compare parts to parts. And in this case, those parts aren't even necessarily a part of that same whole, because some are being measured in degrees and some are being measured in hours. And in this case, it's really called a rate. Rate is a type of ratio. When I say ratio, it includes rates. So I don't always specify if I need a rate or not, but it's great for you to start thinking, oh, this is comparing two quantities, time and temperature, and they are measured differently. So it is now a rate of change, a rate, and it often indicates how things are changing. It's dynamic, it's moving, and it's often a glimpse. So if we look at how the temperature changes from 6 to 9, is that the same as from 6 to noon, or is it different? And that's what we're going to look at now. So what is the ratio of temperature to time of day for 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.? Compare the two ratios, and are they equivalent? Once I read the question, I might want to make the text smaller here. If you zoom in, I know your Chromebook screens are small, so it's always like a juggle for me. So again, I'm going to switch this immediately. 6 a.m. is 0600 hours, and 9 a.m. is 0900 hours. Compare these two ratios. Are they equivalent? So let's see. I don't know if I can do insert equations with, no. So what I'm going to do is open a Google Doc, and I will link it in. But I like Google Docs because when I'm writing mathematically, I have Equation Editor. Equation Editor is so convenient because mathematics doesn't just follow this nice line, right? We have to go up, down. We write little numbers, big numbers, okay? So this is, let me screenshot here just to be cohesive and not be jumping around. And we are trying to look at the change of temperature from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Look at the ratios individually. What's happening at 6, what's happening at 9. Also look at how the temperature changes from those 2 points in time, and then maybe compare it to something else. So number 2, obviously I am in love with mathematics and a mathematician. This is a side note. So if you're not immediately doing all of these things when you look at a simple forecast, that's okay. That's what we're learning. But I get really excited about where the mathematics is hidden in our world, because we humans live in this world and we humans use mathematics to make sense of the world. Okay, so I'm going to insert an equation. This is a little tutorial on how to really navigate this that we don't get when we're in the classroom. So when you insert an equation, it gives you this little box. What am I comparing? I'm comparing 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Okay, so I have 0600 hours, and I'm comparing that. What is happening at 0600 hours? I'm comparing it to the 30 degrees. Now, sometimes you can insert, so once I open this, I get a new equation. I have all these sort of notations I can choose from. I'm not sure if a degree symbol would be there. Probably not. That's just a operator. So I'm just going to type Fahrenheit. I'm just going to use that. Degrees Fahrenheit. I'll use the asterisk. Now I can write this ratio with a colon, or I can use words to describe it, and maybe I'll give it some space. So in words, this means at 6 o'clock, we can expect the air temperature to be, I would say about, because it's a prediction, 30, and then we can go grab that nice character, degree Fahrenheit.